Okay, so yeah, gotta be quiet.
What?
No, 2 minutes, dude.
Oh. Normally say 3, 2, 1, action. Well, she said she had sound canceling headphones, but it doesn't cancel the mic.
I have 6 loose too. I have 6 loose too. I have 6 loose too.
6 teeth loose.
Yeah, they're wiggly.
Can I knock them out?
No.
You're so mean.
No. 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 No.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Vinyasa Gentle Yoga with Hailey of Sacred Lotus Heart. So before we begin class tonight, if there are any questions that anyone has on any of the styles that we have already been doing in some of the poses, last week we learned lizard. So if you have any questions on that, or any of the other things that we went over. I think we went over lower back issues as well the last few weeks. So if you have any questions, go ahead and unmute yourself or put it in the chat box and I will see it. Today we are in Ohio for class. I came to see my family very quickly, literally here maybe 24 to 36 hours. So you get to see one of the backyards of my family's house. So we will be doing our class in just a moment. Does anyone have any questions about our yoga classes that we have been doing? So I'm looking at the chat box. It doesn't look like anyone is putting anything in the chat box. But if you do have a question, you can unmute yourself. I'll be able to hear you. And I'm going to check the levels and everything. Again, if you have any questions, you can... We have a sneaky back there, thinks he's hiding.
He was going to pull his pants down.
So, all right. Does anyone have any questions about any of the yoga that we have been doing? Any questions? It doesn't look like anyone's putting anything in the chat box. No one is unmuting. Right. Well then, in that case, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start on the mat. I do have my 2 blocks. I have narrow blocks today. I've been using wide blocks other times. The only reason why I have narrow ones is because they packed easier in my bag to come today. And our strap. We will be using the strap at the end. So we will be starting on the floor. And what we're going to be doing is starting on our back. And that's how we're going to start our breathing, our pranayama. So when you come down, let your feet be on the floor, walk your fingertips towards your booty, and then lift up the hips just a wee bit. Take the tailbone towards the knees, and then let your shoulder space come down, then the space behind your navel, and last your hips. And then let the hands relax and slide the legs long, just checking in with your body for the day. Roll the ankles. Continuing to let go of all the busyness and frustrations in the mind. Don't compare yourself to anyone or anything. And when you're ready, full body stretch. Arms come up and over, point the toes, big breath in. Draw the navel closer to the spine. Breathe out. Hi, Captin. Breathe in, flex the feet, flex the hands, and stretch that spine, and then relax everything. Tap the toes together, tapping the toes. Good. Let the hands come down by the sides again and slide those feet up underneath your knees. Then we're going to take our shins, and those are going to press towards the front of the mat. push your hands in, and we're going to come up into a bridge. But we're going to go slow. When you're ready, breathe in and lift those hips up. Tuck the tail towards the knees. Press the arms in, lifting that heart. Big breath in. And slowly lower down. The space behind your shoulders is going to come down first. Tuck the tail towards those knees and push the shins forward. Slowly lowering down section by section. Let the arms come up overhead. Big breath in. Tailbone goes down towards the floor. And then breathe out. Hands prep. Breathe in. Bridge. Breathe out. Lower. Breathe in. Arms come up overhead. Breathe out. Arms lower. Breathe in. Bridge. Breathe out. Lower. We're going to do 4 more. In, hands come up. Let the belly move. Let your breath be full, letting go of the busyness of the day, the busyness in the mind. One more round. We're getting those shoulders to open, moving the ribs and the back with our breath, opening up the front of the legs and building strength. Good. Come down and pause. Let the head look one way. Open and close the mouth. Stick the tongue out. And come back to center. Roll the head to the next side. Open and close the mouth. Stick that tongue out. And let the head roll back to the middle. We're going to draw that left knee in towards the heart. And grab the leg, whether you hold thigh or shin, and let the shoulders relax. Knee is bent. Right foot is pressing into the floor. And then we're going to take the chin towards the sternum and the forehead towards the knee. Breathe out. Breathe in. Let the head come back down. Unbend the left leg and roll the ankle. Roll it the other way. Wiggle the toes. Scrunch and release the feet. And then draw that knee in again. Clasp. Breathe out as you take the chin towards the sternum, forehead towards the knee, engaging your core. Mid-thighs, try to squeeze together. Push that right foot in, breathing in and out. If you can, keep your head where it is and unbend that right leg. Roll the ankle. Both directions, point and flex. Draw that knee in and slowly let the head come down. Now we're going to let that left leg slide all the way down the mat. Let it be long. Point the toe, arms come up overhead. Big, long left side body stretch. Press the right foot in. Then flex the right hand like you're pushing the wall away behind you and flex that left foot. Big, long left side. Tailbone goes towards the left heel. Good. Relax. Slide the left foot underneath the left knee. And now we're going to do the right side. So we're going to bend the right knee, draw that right knee towards the heart, let it melt. Hands find a handhold. You can use your strap if your hands are not able to reach the thigh or the leg. Shin is going to press into your hands, and then you're going to pull the shin towards you. Tailbone towards the left foot. Draw the navel towards the spine. Press that left foot in, shin towards the front of the mat. We're going to bring chin to sternum and forehead to knee. Breathe out. Breathe in. Let your head come down. Unbend the right leg. Roll that ankle. One way and then the other. Point and flex and wiggle the toes. Bend the knee again, and we're going to do that thing with the neck. When you breathe out, chin to sternum, forehead to knee, engage your core. Unbend that right leg, roll the ankle, and then roll it the other way. Point and flex. And then bend that knee, head comes down. And now we're going to stretch out that whole right leg, big, long right side. Arms can come up or just the right arm. Point the toes, point the fingers, reach. Navel comes towards the floor. Push the left foot in. Then flex hands and feet. And relax. Slide both legs long, full body stretch. And relax. Slide the feet underneath the knees, and we're going to come up into a bridge. Hands to the floor. Walk those fingertips towards the feet. Inhale, lift up. And slowly lower down. We're going to do a supine pigeon. So supine pigeon helps open the hips and the inner thighs. We're going to do one at the beginning and one at the end, and you'll notice the difference. So you can choose either one, but I'm going to lead with my left foot first. So that left ankle is going to come to my right knee. You can use a strap if you need. And then what we're going to do is, this could be step one if this works for you. You may be ready to come up a little bit more. You can use a strap if you need, or you can even put a block underneath this right foot, the one that's on the floor, if drawing the knees into the heart doesn't really work for you. So when you're ready, drawing those knees in, finding a handhold either on the thigh, the shin, maybe use a strap, and let your shoulders melt back into the floor. If your neck is coming up off the floor, then please use your strap. The left foot is slightly flexed. Tailbone comes down. You can rock side to side if you'd like. Let your forehead and chin be facing the sky. Good. When you're ready, let both feet come down. Lengthen the legs out. Full body stretch. And then hands come down to the sides. Feet underneath the knees. Lift up into bridge. Big breath in. And then slowly come down. Good. Four square or supine pigeon on the other side. Right ankle to knee. Make the adjustments needed. Then draw those legs in and find a handhold. Shoulders and head are down on the mat. Tailbone going down. Breathing in and out. Let the head relax. Good. When you're ready, both feet are going to come back down to the floor. Full body stretch. Big stretch. Hello, Captain. And then we're going to come into a bridge. No, Captain. Go. When you're ready, come up into a bridge. Big breath in. And then slowly lower down. And we're going to build on to our bridge. So you pause for a moment and just look at the screen, and I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing. There are two things that we can do with building our bridge. I'm going to show you so that you can decide if this works for you tonight or not. So walking those fingertips down, as we come up into our bridge, then we're going to lift the left foot up off, drawing that knee into the heart, and then lowering it down. We're going to do that with both sides. All right, I'm going faster than what we'll be doing. Then the next time we go through, we're going to point the toe. Trying not to tighten in the neck. And then we'll lower down. If that doesn't seem like it would be the best for you, for your arms to hold you up and everything, that's okay. You can also do a supported bridge with the block underneath the sacrum. The sacrum is that triangle-shaped bone at the back of the pelvis. So you can use a block or a pillow underneath that sacrum, and you can do that same action and still engage the arms, but not making it too hard on yourself if you're not ready to do that full lift. So I want you to do what is best for you. All right. So I'm going to slide my block out of the way again. Hello, Captain. All right. When you're ready, lift up into a bridge. And the first leg, what we're going to do with is left. So when you're ready, engage, feet press in, shins forward. Inhale, lift up. You can walk your fingers more underneath your body, walking your arms if you want. Hips up, tailbone towards the knees. And then when you're ready, draw that left knee in. And then lower it. Holding your bridge. And when you're ready, open and close the mouth. Good. Right leg. Knee towards chest, tailbone towards the knees. And then lower. All right, we're going to come down and pause. If you want, draw both knees into the heart. You can even round and hold. And then when you're ready, head comes down. We're going to come back into a bridge. When you're ready, inhale up into bridge. Draw the left knee in and then unbend the leg. Point the toes and then lower. Open and close the mouth. Next side. Inhale and point. And lower. Come all the way out of your bridge, knees to chest. Round into a big ball. You can rock side to side. You can rock forward and back. Let the head come down. We're going to hold the thighs, unbend the legs, point the toes. Tailbone goes towards the foot of the mat. Draw those legs in. Paddle the feet. Just like you're kicking in water. And look to the right. Look to the left. Flex the feet, wiggle the toes. Draw the chin towards the sternum and then the forehead towards the knees. Tailbone down, navel towards the spine. And then lower the head down. Let the knees bend. Feet come down, full body stretch. Go as slow as you want. Full body stretch. Your arms may be a little tired. Your legs may be a little tired. Take a moment. Feel the support of the earth underneath. That gentleness of the sky above. Releasing judgment of yourself. Releasing judgment of others, even if it's just for this moment. Your forehead relax and your eyes be soft. I invite you tonight to try to have trust for yourself. Trust that you're doing what's right for you, what's right in your body, and letting that develop into hope and dreams. Sometimes just feeling the breath and letting go of the busyness can be the first step into trusting and honoring yourself, building that self-confidence, self-worth, so then you can have hope. It's not always an easy road, but it's a step. All right. When you're ready, we're going to come to our hands and knees. So there are a couple different ways. You can roll to your side and slowly come up. You can draw your knees in and you can rock to your feet and then scoop your legs under. There's all kinds of ways that you can do that. So I'm going to rock. And then we come to our hands and knees. Hello, Captain. You going to join me? Yes. Oh, big boy. All right. So we're going to take our hands and we're going to press them into the floor. We're going to be maybe a block and a half away from our blocks so that when we do walk our hands forward, we do have access to our blocks. Hands nice and wide, middle fingers facing the short side of the mat. We're going to roll those shoulders back, squeeze those elbows in, coming into that neutral spine. Our head gently looks down, but elongating the neck. Tailbone towards the heels just a wee bit. Curl the toes under, and we're just going to rock those feet side to side, opening up, making sure everything's all right. We're going to do a cat-cow and then spinal balance. So pressing the shins in, pressing the hands in, big breath in our neutral, and then exhale to cat. Press the hands in, push the shins in, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, and inhale, cow. Let your back and belly move. And breathe out for cat. And see if you can pause here. Breathe in and out. Stretching through the shoulders. Then see if you can roll that stretch behind the navel. Trying to take the stretch more in the middle of the back. And then maybe more into the sacrum area, the lower back. It's going to be very subtle. Inhale into your cow. We're going to pause here and breathe in and out. Push the shins in and the hands, shoulders away from the ears. Take the bottom teeth over the top. Breathing in and out. Stick to tongue out. And then let yourself come to neutral. Wiggle the hips side to side. Good. Choose one wrist and roll that wrist. Make sure it's happy. So where we're going to be progressing today is we're really going to be working on these hips, but we're working on opening and strengthening. So last week we did our lizard. Do your other wrist. And so today we started with doing some of our bridges and our strengthening into our bridges. So that's going to become part of a flow next week. But this week we are going to be doing more of our flow for the forward movement. Some of the stuff that you'll see on YouTube a lot, you'll see in other classes where you're doing a lot of lunges and you're coming into warrior ones, you're coming into these big hip opening movements. So we're going to start out small and we're going to build onto that. So the last few weeks we have been doing some where we're on our hands and knees, we come up into a mini crescent. Well, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to do our hands and knee crescent, then we'll do our standing crescent, and it's going to become one big flow, but we're going to break it down into sections. So when you're ready, we're going to step that left foot forward. So remember, you can swing or step. All right. We're going to try to keep our knee behind the toes. All right. Squeeze your inner thighs, roll your shoulders back. This is where you can use your blocks if you want. So stretch those hands out, grab the blocks. But right now, we're letting our body reach. Okay. Press the right shin in, tailbone swoops behind, unbend the front knee. And then as we breathe in, we're going to let that front knee bend, but we're going to push the shin towards second and third toe. When you're ready, big breath in. Tailbone swoops forward, big breath out. You can move these blocks higher if you need. Big breath in, big breath out. Big breath in, pause and breathe. Roll the shoulders back, slide the blocks underneath. Bring those hands to the front knee, lift yourself up a little bit more, roll those shoulders back. Lift the right arm up. Reach to the left side. A little bit of balance here. Inhale, center. Right hand comes to block or to the knee. Left arm comes up and reach over to the right. Inhale, center. Hands on both blocks. Bend the front knee. This time, take the toes up towards the sky. Good. Bend the front knee. We're going to swing that foot behind you. Shift your hips side to side. When you're ready, left foot stays back, right foot swings forward. Take your time to square up. We want our hips facing forward, that front shin going towards second and third toe. Slide those blocks forward, stretch. Press the left shin in, the right foot into the floor. Start to unbend that front knee. When we breathe in, we're going to do that scooping. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slide the blocks more underneath you. Breathe in. And pause. Hands come to the knees. Scoot the tailbone forward. Lifting the left arm up. Tailbone still goes to that front knee. And exhale over to that side. Inhale up. Hand finds the left block. Slide it where you need it. Right arm comes up. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, come back up. Hands find the blocks. Slide those blocks forward. We're going to unbend that front knee and take the toes up. Toes come down. Swing that foot behind you. You can slide those blocks back underneath. Shift those hips. All right, let's run through the lower version one more time. Left side first. Breathe in. Slide forward. Breathe out. Breathe in. Scoop. Breathe out. Extend. Breathe in. Breathe out. Remember the rule of threes. The third, we usually go deeper. Breathe in. Breathe out. Toes are going to come up. Breathe in. Hands come to the knees. Scoop that tail. Right hand up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale over to the right. Inhale up. Find those blocks. Step the left foot back. Switch hips. Next side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Two more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Toes up. Trust yourself. Listen to your wisdom. Breathe in. Hands slide. Arm up. Exhale over. Bring hope into your heart. Self-confidence and self-worth into your belly and let it come up. Shine out. Start to trust your wisdom. Scoop that foot behind. Shift the hips. Good. Now let's come up to the standing. Left leg forward. Curl the right toes under. Unbend that leg. Squeeze midline. Right shin is going to go towards the sky a little bit. Left shin towards the front. Really let your hips open. Let your right hip go towards the room behind you. Shoulders roll back. Scoot those blocks underneath you. Unbend the front leg. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Toes come up. Inhale. Squeeze inner thighs. Hands come to the front knee. Lift up. Tailbone towards the front knee. Right hand up. Exhale over. You've got it. Have trust in yourself. Other side. Find the block. Bring it to whatever height you need. Left arm up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Hands come down. Stepping that left foot back, almost like a plank. Exhale, almost downward facing dog. Use those blocks. Walk in place. And then bend your knees, look up, almost plank, not quite. Right foot steps forward. Scoop that tailbone, shoulders roll back. Left heel towards the room behind you. Right shin forward, tailbone scoops. All right, unbend the front, breathe out. Inhale, shin forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, toes come up. Inhale, hands are going to come to the knees. Left hand up. Exhale to the right. Inhale up, find your block. Right hand up, exhale over. Inhale up, find your blocks. You can use blocks or you can come down to the mat if you want. We're going to step this front foot back or swing it. Downward facing dog.
Captain.
And plank. Knees down, child's pose. Let the booty come over those heels. Stretch those arms out. Big breath. Let your arms relax. Invite yourself to trust your own wisdom and intuition. See if you can trust your own heart, your own voice, so that you may allow for hope and to build your self-confidence. Look up. We're going to add cobra in. So come to your tabletop. We're going to slowly lower down. Shoulders roll back. Squeeze those arms in. We're going to lower the heart down. But we're going to take our elbows towards our hips. Small chaturanga down. Hips. Then slide down. Toes point. Roll the inner thighs towards the sky. Tailbone towards the knees. And then tailbone towards the heels. Towards the toes. Navel towards the spine. Arms roll back, elbows squeeze into the rib cage, and then they point towards the hips. Don't lose your tailbone, go towards your toes, and please do not let your feet leave the floor. When you're ready, inhale, press your hands in, lifting up, cobra. Exhale, coming down. The forehead rests, the heels roll out. Try it again. Squeeze inner thighs in and then roll them towards the sky. Tailbone towards the heels. Press the hands in, elbows towards the hips. Inhale up. Lifting the heart and the spirit and come down. This helps the solar plexus, the heart, the sacral. Letting your self-confidence, self-worth build and shine. Building trust for yourself, building hope. One more big breath in. And come out. And we're going to do a backward inchworm is what I call it. Kind of bend your knees a little bit, curl your toes underneath, and you're going to take your pectorals and your shoulders and kind of bring them toward your hips, almost like you're doing an inchworm back. Give some space to your lower back. You can walk your hands closer to your hips if you want. We're going to come to a child's pose. So this gives you a little bit more space to help lift yourself up without straining, and then coming to a child's pose. Walk your feet or your knees out a little wider, toes closer together, and letting the heart and the belly come in between those thighs. Good. Inhale, look up. Come into a wide tabletop and shift those hips side to side. Starting to open up those inner thighs, and we're going to add our lizard. And remember, we have modifications for lizard, or you can do a more full lizard. So if you're not sure what lizard is, that is where we have one foot up in front, just like we did for our lunges, but we have the leg over a little bit more. So I'm going to show you if you missed that in the other classes. All right, so I'm going to show you with my right leg. Bring your foot out to the outside of the mat, or maybe even off, and you roll towards the outside of the leg. Okay, so that's the leg position. And then you can start to bring your hips forward if you want. You can use blocks underneath your hands. 20 pounds. All right. So this is lizard. You can come in real deep if you want, coming all the way down, but I'm not expecting it. And we're going to add it to the flow. So we're not going to come all the way down. So you can come into what feels right for you. Okay. So we're going to do our lower crescent series. We're going to add the standing series, and then we're going to come into our downward dog, our slight plank, add our lizard, and we're going to make it slow. All I want you to do during the whole thing, besides breathe, that's a good thing to do, is I want you to try to invoke this trust and hope for yourself, to allow the inklings of self-doubt to flow away, and instead try to fill that space with love and self-confidence. All right, let's see if we can do it. Come down into a child's pose, let yourself settle. If there's a manifestation or intention that you'd rather do with this, go ahead, but still try to invoke something that is hope and courage for yourself. All right, so come down into a child's pose, whether it's knees closed or knees out. This is a grounding pose. It helps you to feel centered and to feel at home. So this mat is your sacred space. It is your home right now. It's your bubble. You're safe here. This is yours. The breath moves in and out. Good job. Inhale, looking up, coming into tabletop. Shoulders roll back, squeeze the hips, squeeze the arms. Left foot swings forward. Exhale, unbend. Inhale, bend. You can use blocks if you want. I'm warmed up, so I'm going to not use my blocks right now. All right, last one. We're going to let those toes come up. Try to let your neck relax. Right now, hands come to the front knee. Scoop the tailbone. Lift the right arm. Exhale over. Inhale up. You can use your blocks if you want. You can come down to the floor. Exhale over. Inhale up. Curl the toes under. And we're going to lift that leg up off the floor. Stretching. Exhale, unbend. 2 of these. All right, our third one, the toes come up. Toes come up. Hands to the front knee, lift the heart up. Right arm up, exhale over. Switch. Hands come down. We're going to walk that front foot over to the side and come into lizard. We're upright right now, and then if you want, you can stay in this runner's lunge type, or you can let the thigh come down. You're going to roll the leg out and roll it back. We're going to come up. So what I'm going to advise is, if you didn't already have the leg down, kind of bend that knee a little bit, almost lifting yourself up like you're going to cat. Then we're going to step this foot back into a downward facing dog. Take your time. Walk your feet toward your hands. One step at a time. Forward fold's the first one. Notice the difference, one side versus the other. Bend one knee, doesn't matter which one. Unbend. Bend the other knee. Unbend. Walk those feet away from the hands and back into a downward facing dog. Take your time. Inhale, plank. Knees come down. Mini chaturanga. Lowering down like a push-up. Inhale, cobra. Take your time and lower. That inchworm back. Let the shoulders come towards the feet. Child's pose. And do close or wide legs. Recenter. Have that trust and hope for yourself. And we're going to do the other side when you're ready. Inhale up into table. Shift the hips. If you need a cat-cow or anything else in between, maybe it's something we did in another class, go ahead and do it. Swing that right foot forward. Again, you can use your blocks. I've warmed up, so I'm not going to, but you can use them. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. This one, we're going to let the toes come up. Hands to the knee. Square yourself up. Don't just let your lower back kind of keep that curve. Bring yourself up. Left arm up. Exhale over to the right. Inhale up. Exhale to the other side. Inhale up. Exhale, hands come down using blocks or the floor. Curl those left toes. Lengthen out like a runner's lunge. Exhale, unbend. So it's almost like a pyramid, not quite, but let your neck relax. Inhale forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Toes up. Inhale, walk that right foot over to the side. Lizard, hands come on the inside of that leg. And lower the leg down if you want. Good. All right. Unbend your knee, but let it still be a little bent in the back. Arch your back like in cat and step that right leg back. Downward facing dog. If you want to do a wide downward facing dog, feet as wide as the mat, you can. You can bring them close. Walk in place. Inhale, plank. We're going to let the knees come down. If you want to do a full chaturanga, go ahead. If you know what a full chaturanga, it's almost doing like a full push-up. But tonight, I'm advising to do the knees. Chaturanga and inhale, cobra. Tailbone towards those heels. And child's pose. Good job. And let's run through all of that again. When you're ready, looking up, coming into your table. Left foot, breathe in. Breathe out, unbend. Breathe in, forward. Breathe out, unbend. Creating hope and trust. Listening to your own inner wisdom. Toes up. There might be some shaking as things release. Curl the toes underneath, unbend. Exhale. Toes up on this last one. Hands come to the knee. Right hand up. Exhale over. Inhale. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale, hands down. Come into your lizard. And then swing that foot back, downward facing dog. Walk the feet towards the hands. Forward fold. Breathing in and out. Have trust in yourself. Bend your knees, look up. Walk the feet back. Downward facing dog. Plank. Knees down, chaturanga, cobra. Breathe in. And breathe out. Come down and into child's pose. Rest. Good. Tabletop. Right side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Self-worth is building. Self-confidence is building. Self-love is building. Toes up. Uncurl the back toes, lengthen runner's lunge deep. Exhale, front leg. Toes up this time. Hands to knee, left arm up. Exhale over. Inhale up, sway to the other side. Inhaling up. Exhaling down, lizard. You can stay up high, you can come down low. All right. Downward facing dog. Walking the feet towards the hands. Forward fold. Let the head hang. Shake it yes, shake it no. Open and close the mouth. And our last cobra, walk those feet out into a downward facing dog. Breathe 4 or 5 times here. When you're ready, come up to your tippy toes, roll, plank, drop the knees down, chaturanga, and inhale, cobra, let that heart shine. And child's pose. Work your hands over to the left side and take the left hand on top of the right. Try to sit back on that right hip just a little bit. Forehead relaxing. Looking up, walking the hands over to the right side. Take the right hand and press it into the left and try to lean the hips over to the left. Inhale, center. Come up to tabletop cat-cow. Lean your body weight over to one hip really far over and then the other. Good. All right. Now we're going to come back down to the mat. I want you just to sit there for a moment. Legs out. Wiggle your feet. Grab your strap. You're going to bring the strap underneath the feet. Grab your inner thighs, roll them. Pull the glutes out of the way. Toes up. Fingertips down the strap towards the toes. Roll the shoulders back. Nice and long. And then we're going to bend those elbows at the heart. Be the second thing to come down. Belly first. Right second. Good. And come back up. Let the straps stay on the left foot. And we're going to come down. So if you need to bend your knee, okay, but this just makes it so it's easier. We're going to do a little bit of a side to side, and then we'll come down to our Shavasana. So come on down. I'm going to angle a little bit. Coming down, letting the right foot be underneath the knee. And we're going to draw the left knee in, strap at the ball of the foot, and we're going to let that strap stay as we unbend the leg. Moving the strap into the right hand and letting that left arm either stay out to the side, or as I like to do, I like to bend the elbow, bring my hand to my left hip so I can guide this hip back to the earth and then towards my feet. This is going to help with the IT band and the shin part that actually relieves the shoulder. So when this opens here, your shoulders can release, okay? We're going to flex the foot. See how my foot's trying to tilt in? You can actually use that strap to bring those pinky toes closer to you and the big toe further away, which activates alignment. All right, and we're going to breathe out. Let that leg float over. Breathe in. Forehead and shin towards the sky. Breathe out. Breathe in. One more. If you want to pause over there and breathe in and out, feel free to. Good. Leg comes up. Strap switches to the left hand. Right hand can stay on that hip if you'd like. And then just let that leg float over. You have the strap to help you open up that inner thigh. You can move it up and down if you want. You can go all the way down to the foot of the mat and up and back, whatever floats your boat. And then bring it back up. Using the strap, lower that whole leg. Just let it strap, slide, draw your navel towards that long leg. Let it relax. Oops, I'm on the blocks. Let me move them out of the way. You might find obstacles sometimes. Earlier, I found a dog when I was doing downward facing dog. So, all right, switch out the feet on the strap. All right, so what we're going to do is leg long, strap in the left hand, hand on the right hip. Guide that right hip down, press left foot in. Exhale, leg over. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Melting that stress away. And when you're ready, switch the strap over to the other arm. Let that leg open. You can move it up and down. Go all the way to the foot of the mat if you want, and then let it come back up. All right. You can remove that strap if you want. If you want to use it for supine pigeon, go ahead. We're going to bend this right leg. We're going to flex that foot, and we're going to do our supine pigeon, what we did at the beginning. Draw the knees in, and you're probably going to find some changes here. Let the body relax. Open and close the mouth. Stick the tongue out. Squeeze the eyes and let them relax. Maybe even look side to side. And then hold both knees. Just let those legs unfold and just hold both knees. And then to do the supine pigeon on this side, you can either come all the way down like we did, or you can already prep your legs here and find a handhold. So there's different ways to come in. Shoulders release. Good. All right. When you're ready, I'm going to let those legs come down to the floor. Slide those legs long. If you need a blanket or anything for your Shavasana, go ahead. If you need a full body stretch first, do that. Full body stretch feels really good to me, so I'm going to do that. And then because I did full body stretch, I always need to do a bridge afterwards before my Shavasana so that my back is in alignment on the floor. So I do a mini bridge, about an inch off the ground. I'm going to come down. I rock my head. Some people may want to do a butterfly for their Shavasana. They may want pillows, blankets, blocks underneath their knees. You may be ready to let your legs come out into corpse pose or like a starfish even. And just let yourself release. I think I want my blocks underneath my thighs for all the driving today. So I think that's what's going to feel really good. I'm going to create this like pillow-like feeling here. Yeah, that feels good. Let yourself sink into that floor. Letting yourself feel open, safe, and secure. Eyes rest soft and heavy in their sockets, and the throat is open. Feeling trust and hope, self-love, confidence, self-worth, building in yourself, flowing through every morsel, supported and loved unconditionally by the universe. Breathing in and out. You in your sacred space, as you breathe in and out. Eyes are soft. Let your throat be soft. Your breath is like a wave in and out. Navel flows towards the sky as you breathe in. Navel flows towards the floor as you breathe out. Breathing in, breathing out. Taking a few more moments to rest here. Integrating all of the moves, all of the breath work. One of the most important parts of yoga is right at this moment. Yoga is not only about the movements or just the breath. They're important, but they're an eighth of what yoga is all about. Yoga is a practice for discovering more about yourself. Feeling yourself traveling back into your body. The emotional body comes back in, wisdom and intellect side, the intuitive higher self side, the bliss part connected to all that is. All coming back into this physical body here and now, in this present moment, this realm, this time, this life. Feeling the breath. Rolling the eyes around in the sockets, wiggling fingers and toes, stretching and yawning. And starting to prepare to roll to one of your sides. Be aware of any props you're using, and slowly, maybe you walk your feet underneath you and you roll to one side. It doesn't matter which side. Slowly rolling over. And taking your time. When you feel ready to come up to a comfortable seated position. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, just something that feels good to you. Sitting up nice and tall and letting one hand rest on the belly and the other hand over the heart. Feeling the breath move into those spaces. Bringing self-worth, confidence, self-love in. Slowly opening the eyes if you haven't already and letting the hands come together and onto the mudra prayer hands. Taking any manifestations, good wishes, prayers, hopes, or dreams that you have for yourself, loved ones, community, the world, the universe, and bring them within the space that you've created today in the sacred yoga space. Envision them happening. There's a saying, a prayer, a manifestation, anything that you'd like to say to yourself right now that's positive. Go ahead before our closing. And when you're ready for the closing, the Om, 3 Shantis and a Namaste. Take a deep breath in. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Our closing means we are all connected as one. Peace, peace, peace. And within our divine right, peace. Namaste, the light, the spirit in me, honors the light and spirit within you. Thank you for joining me, Hailey Hinson of Sacred Lotus Heart, for this gentle vinyasa class this evening. I'm going to make it available that you can unmute yourself if you have a question for me tonight. But as always, remember that you can find me on social media under Hailey Hinson or Sacred Lotus Heart to ask any questions that you'd like, or even join some of the private groups that I have for more on yoga and other healing modalities. You can also contact me through email if you go to my website, sacredlotusheart.com, and contact me there and even see some of the other services and classes that I provide. If you have a question tonight, I'm going to make it available that you can indeed unmute yourself and ask, and you can also put them in the chat box. I'm going to put in the chat box my links for the website and also for the free YouTube channel for you to be able to watch classes like this and many more that I provide. So give me a moment and then you can ask away. All right, you can unmute yourself if you'd like, and you can also put things in the chat if you'd like, and I will see those. I have the chat over here, so if you see me look away, that's what I'm looking at. Does anyone have anything they'd like to say or that they have a question about today? Does anyone have anything that they'd like to say or have a question? Oh, Jill, I'm glad that you enjoyed class. Yeah. Having trouble doing the lizard. So Pam, can you describe what is bugging you with the lizard so I can help you out? Can you describe either what's bugging you or what's the issue with lizard for you? because there are some modifications. Even if we're in a flow, there are some modifications that we can do with lizard. Had to get my knee bent. Which knee? The knee that is behind you or the knee that is in front? So, so I'm going to face the camera to do a lizard. I'm going to use my blocks. The behind knee. Okay, so when we come into lizard, let's say we're up, let's see, we were up here when we came into it today. You walk that out, and then you lower your hips down, and you can bend that back knee a little bit. Traditionally, as I said, you would actually be bringing that full leg down and letting this part above the knee come down, and that actually supports the health and well-being of the knee. You can, excuse me, you can also grab a block or a pillow and take it underneath where that knee or shin is going to go to lift it up even higher. You can take that block high. Oops, is it going to, didn't know if it was going to stop, and rest, and then concentrate on the leg. So there's modifications that you can do with that block. So let me face the camera and show you, or actually I'll just show you on the other side. So let me get my front leg prepared. Let's say I know my leg isn't going to come down all the way. All right, so I have support. You can even do 2 blocks if you want. And then this other leg can come out. So that's a modification you can do. And this back knee is slightly bent for me. It's not fully extended. So fully extended would be up here. You can also come down lower if you want. So you can modify. So let's see. Does anyone else have any other questions about their poses? And Pam, did that make sense, what I just described? That makes sense as something that you can do for you? Anyone else have any other questions? All right, well, it doesn't look like anyone else has any other questions. Yes, it helps. Good. Glad, Pam. Good. Remember, if you do have any other questions, you can contact me either by my email via my website or on Sacred Lotus Heart or Hailey Hinson in social media. Oh, here's, tonight was terrific. All good, Kristen. You're most welcome. So I haven't had dinner yet, and I drove almost 8 hours today. So I'm going to let all of you go. But remember, you can always ask me questions by contacting me, and please continue to watch our sessions on YouTube. All right, everybody, have a great night. It was lovely being with you. I am so glad to come together as a group, and we have a couple more weeks in this lovely group. And remember to stay tuned for great classes through the library. Thank you again. Have a good night.